Yeah, we're live. We're back. The farm's back. A little baseball DFS, a little betting, a little sadness for golf week.
Yeah, I hammered the Scotty Scheffler and got him at 4%, which is like why we play the game. It's to get guys at low ownership.
Yeah,
And there's in a vacuum, it was correct, right? It's like okay, looking at ownership and not what's transpired already. You're like it's a directionally correct play at 4%.
yeah.
Uh, the guy's his irons are broken. I seen him. I saw him from the fairway multiple times, just 170 and in, just absolutely put it 40 yards opposite. I mean, just like if you watch enough golf, you hear contact, you hear clean contact, and some the same in baseball. You hear like sometimes I listen to the games that are blacked out, and you hear that sound off the bat, and you hear that, and you're like, okay, good contact. And when I was listening to Scheffler today, it's like all the contact, it wasn't clean. It wasn't that clean contact that you used to hearing him see. So there's like the Jordan Walker when I'm a huge Jordan Walker guy, but when Jordan Walker hits the ball and you don't even have to, you just that sound it makes when it leaves the bat, you're like, that's leaving the yard. Like,
yeah, we were listening to the college score bat, and like the announcer, it was like, here comes the pitch. And then the announcers, the next words out of his mouth are, it's 3-0. Like it left it. It was like just a line drive straight out, which is fun. Schwarber can do that too. But yeah, to your point, like, yeah, I don't know. This guy Scheffler thing's interesting. Like maybe he's gonna get homesick. Maybe he doesn't show up for the Open here. But it's tough. He's
he has to show up because he was he's the defending champ.
Oh, right? So I don't mean like actually. I mean he will show up to play, but like will he actually show up in great like in a world in which like do you ever play Scotty Scheffler next week, Dylan? Because that is an interesting thing you're gonna have to think about. Like it's tough because the ownership is it going to be less than or more than
Jordan Smith and Scheffler buried me, and it's partially vengeance, but it's just like you watch him play. It's not like he missed because he just a few shots. It looked broken, and I'm not playing the Scheffler at 13, 12, whatever he is that looks broken. I'd much rather play John Rahm. Had a bad day one, day two was dog.
Dude, I've been watching Rory, and I'm not gonna lie, that man looks locked in. Dude, the lack of tournaments maybe is like he looks good, dude. Like he's pulling the string up. Well, I'm like, that's a bad shot. Oh, actually, no, it's 10 feet. Oh, and like he's missed quite a few putts. Like I think I almost don't want him to win, but part of me is just like maybe just jam Rory for the Open home course. Like it feels like top five's in the realm, and like if he's cheap too, Dylan, I think there's some interest there. But
I mean, is it his home course though?
I don't know if it's, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's more native to him than it is to the U.S. guys. So,
yeah, Royal Birkdale. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I mean,
yeah,
I'll have to make my decision day of, week of. And
what's coming up? The reason I'm asking is I'm listening to, I'm sure you are too, stuff on the Open, but it's a one, the Millie Naked tournaments in golf are always fun, those big ones. So, I would love to try to get one. Baseball is also going to be like a short week next week because of the All-Star break. So, will be interesting. I like John Rahm. I don't hate it. I like what I saw today. Like to me, it's like John Rahm or Scotty Scheffler right now. I'm playing John Rahm, right? I think John Rahm has a lot to prove. Like he still wants to be in contention for a top player in the world, and he's got to show up at one of these one of the majors if he wants to keep his name in the zeitgeist.
Yeah, before Rahm left for LIV, he was like the next big thing. Like, and then Scotty Scheffler just absolutely dwarfed him. And there's a chance like maybe Rahm wouldn't have been as Scheffler because Scheffler's obviously a generational player, but Rahm being on the tour would have changed things a little bit. Like the guys that.
I think this is the case now. I think next week you'll see Rory at like 25 to 30% owned. Rahm will be in like the 10 to 14 and Scheffler will be like 5%, right? Like if we're just basing off of what we've seen for prices, it'll probably be in that range, but I may like Rahm the most. If we see a good
Rahm was 2% owned this week.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And as long as he doesn't finish in the top 20 or top 10, like he won't get any steam.
Do you have any interest in Rory right now, though? Like, what is your take on what Rory's doing? I know we're 2 days into the Scottish Open.
So you have Rory, but it's a perfect course fit for him. I mean, the guy's good with his lines. Like he can win this. He's won this. Just good fit. So there's a place where we know driver matters. So I'll have to look at Royal Birkdale as like is all that matters the driver there because like but like Rory we seen him struggle with other parts of his game. But the guy just knows like it's just like it's not even this home course. It's links. We know that, but these greens in the Opens and even the Scottish are just much slower. And it feels like these Euros have an advantage of putting on slower greens where everything on the PGA Tour is much faster. So these slower greens where you can kind of flight the ball low in, let it run up. It's just I don't know. Rory just so comfortable when he's putting on these greens. And like Scotty does not look like I saw Scotty other than hitting bad shots with his irons, like miss multiple putts, just like having no idea the speed on. So
that's a great point, though. It is something to take note of. The putting greens are interesting. You've seen a lot of guys leave it like 50 feet short. Like it's just like there's insane putts out there from some of the U.S. guys. You're like, oh, and to your point, there's some guys that just look comfortable putting out here, and I think that's going to be something you want to pay attention to next week. Because I mean, there's guys like putting for birdie at 55 feet, and it's like put it 50 feet past.
Proximity always matters. I mean.
Yeah,
it's not rare. Like I already saw this. Alex Fitz, I mean, obviously a former Euro, but like Fitz putts 50, 60 feet away and putts it off the green to 60 feet on the other side. And with the opens, that's the problem is like you get these big greens. Like that's why proximity, obviously, everyone knows matters so much. Just being close enough to the hole where within that 30-foot range, I think is pretty safe to two putt, right? Because from 50, 60 feet, your two putt percentage on these greens and even at the open next week are going to be like maybe 20, 30%. Getting inside 5 feet is going to be an absolute chore. So proximity is going to matter. Just the ability to, have that moxie around this place is going to matter. But yeah, that's all I got. I think we'll see. I'll have to dive in. I mean,
other thing that's going on, I'm sure you're going to be.
It's been a bad bounce week for me. So like at this point, I'm just like, trying to just wash it all out, which is hard sometimes.
Yeah. I like Poirier. I'll be interested because he's been selective, but when he's played, he's looked great. Like he won the Masters, obviously got 7th at PGA Championship. There's like, in those terms he's played and he's looked really good. So I have to consider him. I know the ownership will be something to take note of. You mentioned it's kind of variant the Open can be. So interesting. I'm sure you're loading up on UFC this weekend as well, though. You love some UFC.
I hate that Connor's fighting. And the reason I hate it is like it's so cool from a perspective, like a watching standpoint, like, oh cool, Connor's back, but like it makes no sense. Like
it doesn't make for me. It's like you take 8 figures, you take $10+ million.
No. For me, it makes no sense for Connor to fight Max. Like,
no,
in no world in this form of Connor can he beat Max Holloway. Like, unless like this is just the truth. The line is wrong. Like Max should be at -1,000.
Would he? To me, is this fair? Would he have an easier time with Topuria?
Probably because like this, and it sounds crazy to say he'd have easy. Like he at least Topuria would try to get in the pocket with him. Max is just gonna wear on him from distance and just break him down and like.
But just how does Connor go 2 hard rounds? It feels like after round 2, if Max
5 hard rounds, and the problem.
That's what I'm saying. How could he go 2? It feels like you fight time in the ring matters. And I feel like he just hasn't had enough of it. He like maybe he has the best trainers. Maybe he has the best. Like maybe he's completely dialed in. But I think. He hasn't been in a fight in 5 years. Like, how long has he been known? 5 years? Like, it's a long time. That's a long time to not be in the ring. Fighting is, like, unique in that way, too. I feel like Max has just been in the ring with the killers. And, like...
Yeah, I mean, his first fight was back when Obama, I think, 2014. It's been 12 years. It's just not good. And, like, as much as everyone talks about Connor's got that one punch, I mean, just like Max Holloway doesn't get one punched, really. Right? No. So it's like we saw that happen once with, obviously, Topuria, just kind of beat him up there. But for me, it's just like the McGregor, like, we talk about this in fighting. You need to be hungry. Like he's no longer hungry. I think there's a good chance he is just trying to get out of his contract. I mean, if he throws a Hail Mary and hits Max, like that's why I'm just like I'm really confused about this fight in general.
Me too. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. I do feel like
I'll be betting Max. I'll be betting Max.
Yeah, Max just makes so much sense. I just don't know how Connor beats him. Really, it feels like he's just going out there to like finish up a contract, make a little extra money. I don't know if you're watching like the tours, like his press conferences. He just doesn't look. It doesn't look the same. Like he's fun, he's funny, but like also, I don't know. I feel like he's just older, and like the magic touch doesn't seem like he'll be there. Power is the last thing to go, so that's maybe like some
power for 170. Yeah, he was deading guys at 145, 155, 170. I mean, I know Max is a smaller guy too, so maybe that doesn't matter as much, but like. You're deading guys at that weight class. Max with a little bit more, I guess chin not having to cut weight, like it's gonna be fine. I mean, I don't even think the fight's gonna be all that interesting.
No, neither do I.
Like how it should play out, and that's just Max kind of staying on his bike to the back and just kind of wearing on him. You could see a TKO in the 3rd round, and that's probably the most likely. The most likely thing is TKO. Would it be cool if Connor goes out and deads him in the 1st round and then calls out Gaethje for the belt and they fight for the belt and Connor like that would be way cooler. Like
dude, that's the most likely path. Like that's what Gaethje if Connor won, that would be a huge fight, Justin Gaethje. And honestly, that's a fight that Connor could win the belt because Gaethje is hittable.
I'll happily eat my words, but there's no way Connor wins a 5-round decision against Max Holloway.
No,
there's just not a chance in holy hell. Like it would have to be like someone.
It would have to be he hurts Max and he realizes he's hurt and he can just outpoint him. But like, has he matured to that point with like in his career, like can he do that? Can he just win rounds? Like does he change his method? Does he want the belt that bad? I just don't know how hungry he is. We'll see. We'll see Saturday, but
and I'll be happy to lose money if Connor comes back and just looks like an absolute guy on a mission, just deads him or just beats his ass for 3 or 4 rounds. Like that would be cool. Because like if it like Max Holloway, like he's still, I mean, he's an elite fighter even at this point in his career. So it's just like if Connor has a performance where like, wow, like he still has it, I think it's more likely we see a ghost of who he was.
Yeah.
A guy that, you know, once he feels the pressure a little bit turned up, like, you know, 1 round, 2 round would be fun. And listen, Connor's never had a gas tank. So for me, like, I wish it was.
We said this, we've been saying this. So when Connor, every fight that Connor has, we're like, Dustin Poirier, like if he does, but it's like, it just feels like Connor's been doing it. And that was 5 years ago, 4 years ago. It's been so long. I just don't know.
Poirier beat his ass and then he came back and then broke his leg. Like, it's just like, for me, it doesn't make sense. Like, these fight lines are all wrong. They all, because Conor groupies always jump on here. They want to bet Conor McGregor, which I get, it's fun. And, but there's like, it's been a long time since Conor McGregor has shown anything inside the octagon that he was valuable from a fighting perspective. Like he just hasn't shown that. Like, yeah, he's got on the mic, this and that, but like he just, as much as I like, you know, I stare at him like, man, could Conor do it here? It's just like all the statistics tell me no. And watching the fighters tell me no. Like, you know, Max Holloway starts. It's not fighting's not. You know, oh, I beat this guy, so I'll beat this guy. It just doesn't work that way. But he would beat up Justin Gaethje, right? Like it's just 100%. Champ. But it's just like Max Holloway's still at the top of his game.
It's just Max Holloway's minus 200 to win this fight. It's like if you had tens of millions of dollars, it just seems like such a safe bet. Like there's such a narrow path for Max losing this fight, in my opinion. There's so many good fights though. Patty Pimblett. Then my favorite fight is probably Corey Sandhagen. Like I just love the way he fights, and like Batista's a dog. Those 2-3 fights are just going to be so fun, and it's nice to talk.
I don't know if the Batista Sandhagen fight is going to be as fun as it's going to be as technical. Like it's going to be technical. We should talk baseball, but yeah, like Corey Sandhagen is one of my favorite fighters. I think he's one of the most underrated. People say overrated, but he's so good. But I just think Batista's going to try to take him down. Sandhagen's going to try not to let him take him down. Sandhagen's going to do a switch stance and just, you know, do some pot shots. And like Sandhagen armbarred him the first time they fought and probably won't happen here. Batista's got a lot better, but so is Sandhagen. I just think it being a mostly uninteresting fight, the Sandhagen does win ultimately.
Yeah. It'll be fascinating. I do like Sandhagen.
My favorite fight, and this is probably the most underrated fight, and I think the line is kind of silly too, is Robert Whittaker going up 205 against Nikita Krylov. I think Rob Whittaker is an absolute smash play. Like, I think he's like at 135. I love him so much, and like people are like, oh, he's going up, he's 38. This I like, dude, skill for skill, he just shits all on Krylov. Like he just it wouldn't even be competitive, but you just see him up a weight class, what he's gonna look like, and I think like He's really is a dog, and we saw him have these really good performances not too long ago. So I just think that line is kind of something stinks there. And Krylov never had the best gas tank, so I just I mean,
dude, they put absolute dog. This fight card is just insane. I wonder if they just know they're getting a lot of eyeballs with Conor, but like, up and down the fight card, it's like one of the best fight cards I've seen in a long time. Like that's dude. That's like the prelim main event is Robert Whittaker.
It makes sense because Bob is kind of washed. Like he's been washed and he's going up to a 5, which we never know that works. Like that's a huge jumping weight.
But you have King Green versus Terrence McKinney. Like that is also a fun fight. Like what happens in that fight? You know what I'm saying? Like that's also just, and that's in the main event too. I mean, like
fight I'd never get right. Like obviously T-Rex early.
You have to take T-Rex. I think you have
but I think Bobby Green wins. I think Bobby Green's way, and like the thing about Bobby Green is if he wasn't 40 years old, I mean the guy stopped. He would beat the shit out of T-Rex, and the reason like T-Rex in the first, he's a mythical fighter in the first minute, but after that, like Bobby Green, there's a good chance Bobby Green finishes him in the second and the third.
Oh, I think it's a finish either way. Yeah, I do think it's pretty much a pick 'em fight. So you're just picking who you like best there, but. I don't know. Give me the age. I think with T-Mac. I don't know. Like King Green is fun too. He's just a fun fighter if he can stay up and if he can maintain. I mean, there's so many. You have Cody Garbrandt versus Yanez. Those are like some. It just I feel like what UFC did here is pretty good. They put a lot of like names.
Terrible fight. Cody Garbrandt so far watched. Like if you take a mortgage out in your house and put it on Yanez, like Yanez is probably going to finish Cody Garbrandt, or you bet him on the points. Like it's not even going to be competitive. Garbrandt couldn't be more washed. Like he couldn't. Like he won the last fight because he gave the other guy got 2 points because he got kicked in the nuts twice, and then he still should have lost that fight. There's no chance. Like if people forget about Yanez, Yanez has absolute hands on him.
He does.
And it's like was Cody Garbrandt going to wrestle? Probably not. Like hand for hand, I mean, it's going to be a bloodbath. Like I think Cody Garbrandt could get absolutely starched in this fight.
Yeah, he could. And he does that in most fights. I think at this point, it's like the chin is gone. He's older.
And Giannis is the type of guy, he's not going to fear anything Cody Garbrandt's done about. There's no
No.
power in his hands anymore. It's just like he's walking through them and he's hitting them. Like Giannis is one of the funnest boxers in the UFC. He is really fun to watch. He really is. So let's jump into. We have a huge slate. We need.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to get your thoughts. We hadn't really talked about it. I know we were bouncing around today, but I wanted to ask you. It's always fun, US Open Week. That's why I mentioned it, but also UFC Week. It's fun. It's on Paramount. We'll be able to stream it. So, yeah, it's a massive 12-game slate. There's a lot of games. We can get to it here. There's a lot of interesting spots. Done weather. You looked at weather already? Have you?
There's a bunch of like okay spots where like Baltimore should be fine.
Yeah,
the Reds should be fine.
Yeah,
like you want to look a little bit closer. I mean, you see these big ass clouds. We live in North Carolina. Just pop up outside, and you're like, maybe it's gonna drop some lightning and rain. But you know how they're in, they're out.
Yeah,
there's not like any major storm cells going to the area, so I think it's gonna be fine. You're just looking at some of these, clusters forming and then hopefully dissipating pretty quickly. I'm not a weatherman, but I try to see what it looks like because obviously it matters at the end of the day. Like if you're playing a spot with weather. And playing a pitcher in that spot, you really have to be dialed in.
Yeah, for me, I would avoid maybe pitchers from Cincinnati, Chicago, and then the Mets and Boston, just for like there could be.
I love a pitcher in one of those games. So
I'm guessing you like McLean, but we'll get to that one. Sonny Gray, interesting.
No, I love Sonny Gray. Might be the best pitcher in the MLB right now, but no, it's not him.
Okay, it's from the Chicago. Okay, we'll get to it. Well, let's start with the first game. We have Kansas City at Baltimore. This is the highest over under on the slate. We have Brandon Young for Baltimore and Luis Avila for Kansas City. When you look at the price on DraftKings and the maybe the apparent numbers, it looks like Young's a better pitcher, but it's actually the underlying stuff favors Avila here. I think Baltimore's favored, but I actually like Kansas City a lot. I think they probably are gonna make like a 5-man stack. I'm looking at their lineup, and I love all the lefties. So like I let Bobby Witt, Jack Cagg, Carter Jensen are all going to be in play, and then Vinny P's back tonight, so I love him. It's Kansas City. You can't. Us like we constantly talk about him, but I like the team's healthy here. I think it's in a great spot in Baltimore.
Dude, Vinny P came back so fast.
He's saying, dude, it was unbelievably fast. He's back, so he's back tonight. The other bat I really want to throw in there, and when I'm 5-man stacking this team, so I was kind of in between guys, but Michael Massey, his hard hit rate and like his exit velocity has been phenomenal. Like he's a top 3 guy on their team right now, and he's cheap second base. So yeah, I like those guys. I think they'll probably make a 5-man stack. I think it's probably my favorite stack on the entire slate. I know we're starting off with this game here, but I like it a ton. I think more people will
timeline by multiple weeks. Like he essentially beat that timeline, beat it in half. And like something fun about a guy, like he already played in AAA too. I'm just looking at that, and like he
was ripping the ball up in AAA. Yeah.
No, and he did fine AAA, but the thing about that is like the handmade bone is not something you have to rehab really. It's just like you get that bone removed, if the healing works, perfect. You're back in the game. You shouldn't have any residual issues from that. Yeah. So I think you should be fine.
Yeah. Kansas City's good. The A side for me. Baltimore is obviously in play. People are going to play Baltimore. It's a high total. I think they're the favorite. Maybe the highest team total on the entire slate is on the Baltimore side. With that said, I think I do prefer. I think Avila actually has some decent stuff in his profile. So I think this is more of a Kansas City side for me. No pitchers are in play, but yeah. The lefties I mentioned, I love Vinny P being back. I think this is a smash spot for KC tonight.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, you mentioned Bobby Witt among the lefties. He's not a lefty, but he is a masher, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Kansas City for me, I already bet them as well. I think that's the spot. I mean, I was kind of like, you could play bats in this game. This game could be 10-9. Avila's pretty good though, and he really does limit the long ball. So if I'm stacking aside in DFS, it's the Kansas City side for sure. Jack Caggs, don't forget about that guy, and you can play him at first base. Vinny P back, you probably want to play him in the outfield. Isaac Collins in the outfield, another guy that could offer some value at 2.6 there too. So I like the Royals. You'll probably see me in a single entry with some of them.
I was in between a onesie. I was like Michael Massey or Collins because you can, I was looking to interchange. I prefer Massey a little bit, but like they profile similarly. All right, let's get to the next game. This is one you have an interesting pitcher. I guess I know who it is, but it's Chicago at Cincinnati. We have Hunter Green on the mound for Cincinnati, and then Shota Imanaga on the mound for Chicago. I'm guessing you like Shota at 7.6. He seems pretty cheap.
No.
You like Hunter Green.
Love Hunter Green. It's the perfect spot because like all these times, I mean, and I do this on every slate. We look and we see a guy that's an absolute elite strikeout arm that has his previous performance, first performance back was a negative 1-pointer. Just didn't, but he struck out, had a lot of strikeout stuff. Look at his rehab starts. He was phenomenal. Swing and miss was phenomenal. We know there's so much swing and miss in his profile. He'd come out here if the game was clean, strike out 10 batters. The Cubs strike out. We know that. Hunter Green could be 5% on this slate. Like there's so much risk. People are seeing that risk, but I see the upside. I see the upside of a guy that's not going to be owned, that could lead the slate in strikeouts. It wouldn't be one surprising at all.
Yeah.
So that's the reason.
Yeah, it seems risky to me. I don't love the risk. There's guys I really like that we'll get to. There's two pitchers I really like that are cheaper than him that I think are better plays. But I mean the ownership game is fair. Like he's going to be unowned. The weather concerns me.
Looking at his first game back fine, but in his rehab starts, the swing and miss was there. The swing and miss was there last game. With all strikeout pitchers, you're going to get this game where they just get absolutely shelled. But Hunter Green was one of the best pitchers in the league before he got hurt last year. Division game against the Cubs here. I mean, I can see him coming out and shoving. I think he can get to 90, 100 pitchers potentially. And if he can strike out 10 batters in this spot, you're going to be huge leverage on the field because no one's going to play it. And the biggest concern for me now is like, if you see my name in the contest and I don't have him on my single entry and that 121 specifically, it's only because of the weather. Like if the weather's clean, if I get an A-OK, he's going to be on my team.
Interesting. All right. Something different here. I don't like this game pretty much all around. I think Shota is a good enough pitcher. I think Hunter Green is better than what we saw last time. I think this is a fade game. I think neither pitchers for me is in play. So on 12 game slate, I'm just going to be passing here.
Yeah, so we look at this, and you dive into the numbers, but 15 swinging strikes in that first start. That's amazing. Amazing. His AAA starts. I mean, his rehab starts were pretty similar to that. So we just know the upside in all your casual. I mean, listen, I'm not casual because I do this pretty not professionally, but kind of as a secondary, tertiary job. But for me, it's like it's the perfect time to buy. It's the perfect time to buy Green at the lowest point because he's going to get higher and higher ownership as the season progresses. Coming off a -1 performance, a slate that has a bevy of options at pitcher, like no one's going to go here. And I think he has as much upside as anyone on the slate.
He does have as much. And I think he could finish with 30 points. But I think there's going to be like 4 or 5 other pitchers that finish in 25 to 30 points. I just feel like there's more risk with Green. But again, it's going to be hard you don't always get those guys right. So even the guys at the top, there'll be guys at the top that project really well that do poorly. So I think Green is interesting leverage. I won't play that, but interesting take. Would have never thought you would be going there. Let's go to the next game. We have Tampa. So Seattle coming to Tampa. We have Nick Martinez on the mound for Tampa and Luis Castillo for Seattle. Another 12-game slate in Tampa. To me, this game just screams pass. Martinez, ground ball guy. Castillo has looked better lately, but neither guy is viable, in my opinion, in DFS. This is just an avoid spot. Don't get the bats. I think neither team puts up a meaningful score, and I think both pitchers are good enough to kind of get to the lineups here.
Yeah, just another under bet. I mean, game to avoid for me. Pitching lab in Tampa. I don't really like to pick on either of these guys. I say that jokingly, but I think I won a GPP earlier this season picking on Luis Castillo when he was kind of terrible, and he's still not that good, but he's good enough now, and he's better than average pitcher. And I'll say it time and time again: you want like 3 bats from Tampa. And one of those guys is Junior, and Junior just hits a home run every night. But he's also 6+ K. So you gotta pay for it. And I'm just not gonna do that in the slate. I don't want to ever stack Tampa in a full stack. Like I want to play one-offs, but I really don't like the one-off power bats. I just think I can get help elsewhere. So you won't see me doing that today.
Yeah, samey. Yeah, on a 12-game slate, this is a game I think you should avoid across the board. Let's get this next game. This is one I like pitching from. I think both sides, but I think there's one guy in particular. So we have. At Miami, we have Cleveland coming to Miami. Parker Messick on the mound for Cleveland and Sandy Alcantara for Miami. Alcantara. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Either one of those. But I like him. He's 8K. Messick is 9.2. I think Alcantara has actually been really good. We've been streaming pitchers against Cleveland while they're still unhealthy. I think this is just a go back to Sandy's spot. So his last start obviously was phenomenal, but the last 6, really outside of 1, has been really good. And he's been somewhat safe, right? Like generally speaking, Sandy is a safe pitcher. I think he can get through this lineup pretty easily. He to me, gets through 7.5 innings here. And I think even if the strikeout numbers aren't high, I think he finishes in like the 20, 22 range at worst against this lineup in particular. I think 8K, he's just fair value. He'll probably just make all the teams I built today.
Yeah, Parker Dollar, he's probably the best pitcher on the slate. Like there's him and one other guy that's slightly more risky than him later. And that's kind of they're in that Hunter Green range. So like I maybe just reserve Hunter Green for tournaments and play Alcantara and the guy I'm sure we're both thinking of a little bit later on.
Interesting. There's a guy I think that you think I would. I don't know. Like the pitcher I like maybe is the guy you don't like. He's cheaper than Sandy. So are we in agreement? In this pitcher, this mystery pitcher is cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah. He's cheaper. I'm sure we're the same guy. But yeah, here I love Messick. He's a great pitcher. I made a mistake yesterday playing Bryce Miller. The Marlins just do not strike out. They just do not strike out. And it's so frustrating. You watch it. Like they got so many slappies on their team that just like put the ball in play, down 1-2, put the ball in play, down 2-0-2, put the ball in play. Like just don't play pitchers against them. Like, they're not the best lineup, and some of their power bats have swing and miss, but there's enough guys like Otto Lopez, even Liam Hicks, a catcher, obviously Xavier Edwards, is just going to put the ball in play that are going to limit the upside for fantasy.
They're pesky. They're very pesky. And I think Parker Messic's been phenomenal. I think he'll be good again. I think Miami's offense will be limited, but at 9-2, I think Sandy's just straight up a better play.
How about our boy like Big Gav shoving it? Dude, Gavin Williams is so fun because he strikes out 15 or like sucks. Like, he just,
which is great for best ball. It's like what you want. Like, I'd rather those spike performances than like, it's okay the weeks he doesn't score. I don't need him to score every week, but like those performances make him.
Mr. Jordo Walker just in the home run derby, just have hit.
Dude, he looks so good. I love to see it too. It's fun to see him. That team's actually fun with JJ. They have a lot of young guys, and they have an EC boy that plays for him too, and Alec Burleson. So it's just a fun team to watch. But yeah, I like the game. I like the pitching. Both pitching, for me is in play. But I think I definitely prefer Sandy in the spot. All right, ready for the next game? Anything else, Dylan, or no?
That's it. That's all in that game. I mean, it's pitchers or pass. There's no bats. I mean, keeping it pretty simple. I'm not playing bats, and once again, single entry assassin here, 3-entry max, whatever it is. But I'm not going to play either. I'm not going to play either bats, either side for bats.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the next one. This is another weather spot. The Mets. It's like a yellow-orange based off of Kevin Roth. I'm sure some people will know who he is, but yeah, I think there's some concern at pitching because of this, but I think both pitchers are in play if the game gets cleared. So we have Nolan McLean on the mound for the Mets, and then we have Sonny Gray for Boston. It's in New York. It's in Citi Field, which is a good pitcher's park. To me, though, this just screams stay away. I think neither pitcher at cost is a great play. I think they're like objectively real life pitchers good. I think in certain spots they're great plays, but I'm not going to go here. The Mets really don't strike out. Boston does strike out more, so I'd be more interested in McLean, but I'd almost prefer it if Sonny Gray was facing his own team. That would have more interest. I think the Mets just walk a lot. Their team's getting better. And the weather concerns me for pitching wise. So like I won't be getting there in DFS, but yeah, this is like another under game, stay away on a 12-game slate, just pass all around.
Dude, Sonny Gray is such a good pitcher right now. I mean, the guy, like, you were picking on him early. He is one of the best. He should have made the All-Star team.
Yeah,
like he should. Like, he is very, very good at throwing the ball. Like, don't need to say that, but like he's had a great career. I mean, I feel like he's 40 years old, but he's just been in the league so long, coming over from the A's.
And he's reinvented himself a couple times. Like there was times you're like,
dude, and this is this perfect spot for pitchers if there was no concern. That being the case, like can't play the bats in this game. If there was bats, it's against McLean because we know what happens with him when he gets hit hard. But yeah, that's all I have in this game, just pitchers.
Nice. Yeah, I think we've said that a couple times. I think we
carry us for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay, yeah. There's a pitcher I really like in this next game. I want to get your take when you get back. But the next game on the docket is we have the Athletics going to Chicago. This is guaranteed rate field. And so on the mound for the White Sox, we have Schoenberg. So this is a guy, he's 7'4", and I want to get Dylan's take on this, but the underlying stuff is great. We just saw in this spot Davis Martin kind of put up a decent score against them. And the A's are, they're a tough offensive team. But like they do strike out a lot. And I think Burke at 7'4" is really, really interesting as SP2. The strikeout stuff is elite. He's got like a near 28% strikeout rate, which is phenomenal. He's middling priced. He's in that middle price range where I feel like there's just so much upside. And then coming back, we have Lopez. It looks like he's going to be opener. Maybe Savali is going to be a bulk reliever. The White Sox are firmly in play. I think like I'd rather more Savali than anything else, but Murakami's back. So I think people will kind of flock to the White Sox here. I think that makes sense. Savali gets hit. He has like 12 different pitches, but it doesn't really help him that often. He kind of struggles continuously still.
I see Jacob Young on the mound.
For who?
Did it get switched? Is it still Savali? Because it was Jacob Young.
It's Lopez. It's Lopez is going to be an opener, and then Savali will be a reliever, or vice versa. So like I still like the White Sox. I do think there'll be more inflated ownership with everyone getting excited that Murakami's back. And they're a cheap source of value. I think a 3-man or 5-man stack for the White Sox does make some sense here. My SP2, the guy I really liked those in this game.
Burke?
Yeah.
He's been good. I mean, he's been really good.
So the strikeout rate's just so good. And it's like we just saw Davis Martin, who I think is actually currently worse pitcher than and just go against the Stays lineup and do pretty well. I think like 7-8 Ks. And I think Burke has the best strikeout stuff in the White Sox org right now. I kind of like him a lot here at 7'4". I thought this was the guy that you would like too, but this is a guy that I think people may overlook. But like, I mean, his last 5 starts have been so good.
It's not the guy I was talking about, but he's fine. I mean, like I said, there's a bevy of pitchers. So like, you tell me you're playing Sean Burke, it's fine. It's not the guy I was referencing, but yeah, like his underlines are good. He's a guy I've picked on in the past. Just for reference, he's only 26, and I know he's going to keep improving. So like he is fine. Not the guy I was targeting, but yeah, somebody I definitely am interested in though.
What about the White Sox bats? Do you like them here? I know you mentioned them maybe a little earlier.
I do like them. I question whether I'm going to get here or not. I don't know why. There's just something like that screams that the A's could work their way through. And the reason I like picking on the A's generally is their bullpen's not good. So definitely the White Sox are interesting. I think you see Colson Montgomery probably go yard tonight. So definitely like trying to pair him with Bobby Witt and get the third base shortstop, kind of that combination. Just a different way to build. I feel like everyone thinks of Montgomery as a shortstop. It doesn't really matter what people think. You can play him at third base too, but I think it's a good spot to play both.
Yeah. I like the White Sox. I think it's just going to be expensive to get them in Kansas City together and two pitchers you feel good about. Anything else to add from that game, sir? No interest in the A's then?
No interest in that. I mean, the A's are interesting, like contrarian stat, because we've seen how good Burke has been. But we know, like, he has a season of having some up and downs, right? So we know that there's some downside. He's only 26. We could see him run into a little bit of trouble here. So if he's going to be higher owned, maybe it's a fun stack against. I won't be doing that.
Yeah. I like him. I like Burke a lot here. I don't know if he's going to make the main team, but he may. So yeah, let's get the next one here. We're going to Texas. We have Houston visiting. Hunter Brown on the mound for Houston, and then Cal Quantrill on the mound for Texas. I just don't know if I'm buying on Brown yet. Brown at his best is an elite, double-digit strikeout guy. I don't know. I just doesn't feel like he's at his best currently. Cal Quantrill actually has been serviceable in his starts, but I feel like he's still like a largely hittable pitcher. So to me, Houston's in play. I think guys like Jordan feel like a great play. Cam Smith. Yander Diaz, Isaac Paredes. I'm interested in Houston here. I think they're expensive though, so they would have to be a priority stack, especially if you're throwing Alvarez in there. But for me, outside of the Houston offense, I'm not going to be going here. No interest in Hunter Brown really at his 10K price tag, and Cal Quantrill just not good enough to play in DFS.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Cal Quantrill has like actually been serviceable though, and his underlying looks fine right now. So generally, a guy I do want to stack against. But he can work his way through a lineup, right? And I've seen that time and time again. So I just don't know if I want to particularly target him. I know for Houston, there's a lot of bats you do like there. This is another pitcher's park though, so I really don't have a good feel in this game. If you ask a game I don't have a good feel on it, it's really this one. I think Hunter Brown is still working his way back for some reason, and you can't play him against Texas right now.
Yeah,
Wyatt Langford is another guy needed back. Came back last night. I think he hit one of the game winners. So love to see that.
Dude, I need that so. But he's my number one highest owned underdog output, number one, and he's been horrible. Merrill's number two, so that's not been helping either. But
I remind folks, I'll show my ownership to you guys once I make the finals. But I have 86% Jordan Walker,
which is just crazy, dude.
There couldn't be a better stand. There could
that's an all-time great stand, and you really hope it turns out. It'd be a great season to win it because you'll get enough teams through by Jordan Walker just producing.
Listen, if I make all my team, if I get a team through, Jordan Walker's on it. Like just the fact, like
I have a lot of Jordan Walker, and that's like 36%.
There's gonna be no team that advances for me, and I'm looking at like a 30% advance rate right now, which is absolutely bananas. There's gonna be no teams that I get through that don't have Jordan Walker.
Yeah,
there won't be a single team.
Just because he's been such a high score. He's scored as like a second-round pick.
He scored nearly 1,000 points. I mean, that's James Wood, Jordan. Yeah. And I told you this. I have a team with James Wood, Jordan, and James Wood, Jordan, and Jordan Walker, which is absolutely banana land fun.
So fun. If those guys stay healthy, they could power you to like a decent playoff run. We'll see. Hopefully, I'll see you in the play. I was in the finals last year, but the finals for MLB is pretty big. So you really want to have like it's same with football. You want like multiple shots in there because like it's a 2-week sample, right? Playoffs, the finals is in 2 weeks, so you want like a couple shots at it. Just given that there's gonna be pitchers scratched late, those type of things. So cool. Let's get to the next game here. We're going to Minnesota. We have the Angels coming to town, so we have Zebby Matthews. I guess they've been in town. Zebby Matthews on the round for Minnesota, and then Grayson Rodriguez pitching for the Angels. I guess Grayson Rodriguez is just coming back again. I know he's been like on and off for a little bit. I don't want to touch that at 6'9". Even what we've seen from him hasn't been good enough. I guess Zebby Matthews against LA, maybe there's some interest there from people at 7'8". I just feel like it's kind of thin. LA's getting healthier. They've been hitting the ball really well lately. Like with Trout being back, it's just like the vibes are good there and the offense has been kind of clicking. So I just think it's good. It's too thin for me. Like I'd much prefer Sean Burke 400 last over Zebby. And outside that, I just don't have. I don't like.
Go ahead.
What?
Sorry.
No, I was gonna say I feel like you, sir.
Zeb was the guy I was talking about. So like he's the guy I did like, But then I'm just thinking, as we're talking live on here, like, is it even worth the risk? I mean, there's not a lot of swing and miss in his profile. Like, I love these prospects, and he's had a couple good starts and bad starts. He's oscillated a lot. It's like, I don't even know if he's worth the risk because everyone just sees the Angels and they're like, Giga Jam pitchers against the Angels. And has that been working? No,
it hasn't. Yeah,
it hasn't been working. It's like, and then Zebby Matthews has risk in that arm, so it's just like, is it even worth it? I just don't think it is.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm going to stay away from this game entirely. This isn't one of those games that could go 8-9 like for the offenses, but I just will never get there. I don't really want to play against Zebby. I think he's been good enough lately to limit the damage. Grace Rodriguez looks shaky. If anything, I'll choose the Minnesota offense. And Cody Clemens is like the most expensive second baseman, which is funny because he's been good, but I just don't like the Minnesota offense. I think they're non-stackable. I think that's what you need to do to win tournaments, especially the 12-game slates. So I think this is just an avoid spot entirely.
Oh, they're stackable, but it's just like you're not playing good bats, you're playing AAA guys. So
yeah,
they're stackable. Yeah. And like, listen, I have so much Royce Lewis in best ball, and he hasn't been that good, but he's been starting and like healthy, and that's fine. I mean, he hits home runs, he steals bases, he's fine. I
have a lot of Luke Keisha, and he's been.
We all got fooled. We got fooled when Royce Lewis hit like 13 home runs in 20 games. We're like, oh, he's a premier power bat. Like, listen, he wasn't healthy. He hit 13 home runs in 20 games. I mean, who was good for a short stretch? Eric Thames. He's not.
Dude, Eric Thames. Yeah, he was so fun.
It doesn't really matter. I mean, I like Royce Lewis. I think he's fine at batting 5th or 6th. He's fine in this lineup. He could hit a home run, but I'm not playing this game. I think Grayson Rodriguez does one thing well. It does the fastball. And if his fastball's getting hit, he's getting lit up and he won't be in the game long. And I think I agree now. Like, I've kind of moved off of Zebby. I like him to start the stream, really. I think I liked him. Now looking into his numbers a little bit more deeply, it's just like, I don't know if it's worth the risk.
Yeah, I think it's too thin. Cool. Let's get to the next game. So we're going to St. Louis. We have the Braves coming to town. There's a little weather here. I think it's going to be fine. There may be like a spot, like a delay to start or like a pop-up delay at some point. But we have Chris Sale on the mound for Atlanta and then Kyle Leahy on the mound for St. Louis. I mean, Chris Sale at 10-7, you have said this multiple times, but lefties against St. Louis are just not in play. So like Chris Sale at 10-7, I'm assuming you're off of, but probably just too thin on the slate. The strikeout stuff is so phenomenal, so you can always keep him in the player pool. But I think, it's going to be tough sledding for him to get like a slate winning performance here at that price. So I'm off of him. I actually really do like the Braves against Leahy. Leahy's numbers are really bad. I think go right back to him here. I like the lefties a lot. The lineup is kind of tricky. I keep wanting to play Olsen, but he's just not hitting the ball well. But he's a cheap source of like potential power third base.
You mean Riley?
Riley,
damn good.
I mean Riley. Olsen's been great. I like Olsen a lot, but Riley is a guy I'm interested in. I think there's interesting bats here. They're expensive though, so you're going to be paying for them. Ozzy Albies has been so good. I think he's in a great spot. He hits and steals currently too. So that's where I'm at, man. I'm kind of avoiding Sale. I won't definitely won't play St. Louis against him. But yeah, I'm in on some Braves. Just want to see what their lineup looks like. Maybe Mauricio Dubon has been hitting the ball at cheap outfield value. But what are you thinking?
Yeah, this one I'm not playing lefties against St. Louis. I mean, they just built to hit lefties. I told you this the other day, and you're like, I'm gonna play Kyle Harrison. I'm gonna do it, and you did it, and you got hit, and that's what happens. And Kyle Harrison's far worse. I wouldn't say far worse, but he's definitely worse than Chris Sale. Chris Sale's definitely a better pitcher.
Yeah.
I need someone a lot smarter than me to tell me why Leahy's been so good. I just like his underlines are not good. And every time I check him, he's only given up 4 or 5 hits and he gets to the lineup, does not swing and miss. I have no idea why he's been so good.
Yeah.
Like zero clue why he's been successful. And
I agree.
It's like maybe like, is he just getting soft contact? It doesn't look like that. He's giving up arrows. I just really don't understand his success and where that's come from. So if someone's smarter than me listens to this, hop on and tell me why he's any good.
Yeah, I think so. Are you in on the Braves then? Is that kind of where you're thinking?
The Braves, but they're a priority, right? Like none of their bats. Like I played Jack Neischer yesterday, hit a home run, good for him. And there's some cheap source there, but you really want to play the guys at the top. You really want to play Harris, Albies, Olsen. You can take a swing on Riley, but Riley's broken right now. He just is. I mean, he might not be the same player he was, and all the signs point to that. There's still some bat speed there that's encouraging, but that's it. I mean, that's the only thing that's encouraging. So for me, I don't know. It'd have to be a priority stack for me, and I just don't know if I'm going to pull the trigger on the slate. They're fine.
Yeah, I want to play him. It's just to your point. They're expensive at the positions you like him at. I think I prefer Kansas City better. So that's a tough thing for me. Let's get to the next game. So we're running through these. We have Toronto going to San Diego. We have Shane Bieber on the mound for Toronto, and then JP Sears on the mound for San Diego. Is it JP Sears? Is that right? JP Sears. I don't know why I always feel like it's something else. So this is like the battle of middling pitching in a Petco park that's pitcher friendly. I just think this is a complete avoid. Neither pitcher's in play. Neither pitcher's good enough in DFS. Currently, neither guy's going to go long. Like maybe like Sears may go long enough, but like I just don't like the spot at all. I don't think there's enough runs scored either. 7-1, 7K for pitchers respectively. Like that's just, yeah, this is a thin game in a bad offensive park. I think this is just an avoid, Dylan.
Yeah, Bieber's been horrible, and is he going to be better? I think the Blue Jays bullpen's pretty good, so I don't really want to play San Diego. San Diego can't hit very bad pitchers, and Shane Bieber's just slightly better than very bad. I saw Sears have a good outing last time. I don't think Sears is very good. I think in a pitcher's park, it's frustrating, but I kind of like the Blue Jays here. I think the Blue Jays are a very interesting stack. There might be some value there. Obviously, Yokomoto could hit the ball out anywhere, hits at a country mile. Obviously, if I'm playing first base, trying to play first base there, I do like Vlad. So the Blue Jays are on a short list of me in a single entry tonight. I think they're a very interesting team to stack. So Sears had a good outing last time, but I know there's a lot of risk in that profile there. He's generally a fly ball pitcher as well. So if he's not missing bats and he's putting the ball in the air, it really doesn't matter what park you're in, he get through it. It's slightly concerning last time out when he faced the Dodgers and went 5 innings, 1 hit. That's concerning. But I just don't think he's very good. So if I'm betting against pitchers that are not very good, Sears would be at one of the top lists for me. So I think that the Blue Jays are very interesting, and they're kind of sneaky on a big slate like this.
I think they'll be super. I mean, Vlad, all those guys are coming so well and like deep into the single digits, right? You're talking like 2Zs, 1Zs. They're gonna be so low on Dylan.
We look at Okamoto. We know he's an absolute master of the baseball, and he's only 3.6. There's value in these outfielders. There's just value, and the Blue Jays have been so bad. That doesn't mean anything. But I just think there's a lot of value on that side. I really don't want to play a guy like George Springer, but George Springer against the lefties 3.3. So it's just like you see a lot of value on this team, and they're cheap everywhere. So they could be easily a tertiary or secondary stack that come with very low ownership at a very low price.
They are. Those prices are interesting. Like, because Okamoto you can play at third base, I think, too, right? I think he's yeah. I don't know. I
generally don't love George Springer. But at 3.3,
they haven't been playing. He's been around the bench sometimes, but if he plays,
I don't know where Sean Keys. I mean, Sean Keys, is
he up now?
Yeah, he's up. His StatCast is phenomenal. So I just need to see where he's positioned on DraftKings. 1 second. He's at first base, and he won't probably play lefty versus lefty. But yeah, sure would be fun if he did, because he hits the ball a country mile too. So pretty decent prospect for them. Really just gonna wait in that line and see what that looks like. But wouldn't be surprised one bit if they're 3, 4, 5 man stack for me tonight.
Yeah, you have interesting guys in the back end that steal. Like Varsho is a guy like. I mean, yeah, there's some interest. What is Varsho's priced on?
Varsho's another guy. I think he's 3K flat maybe. Like I that's what I mean. The Blue Jays are very, very cheap on the slate. To make stacks work, they're super interesting.
Wow. Yeah. I don't know. Now I'm interested in the Blue Jays. Yeah. 3K?
Yeah, and we saw pitcher spark this and that. We just saw the Blue Jays put up a 10 spot in San Francisco. So we know they can hit in a bad park. And man, the Blue Jays were one of the World Series favorites to start the season. So that lineup is good. So if they maintain some health and George Springer's in the lineup, it's just in the microcosm of one game. I don't like Springer season long. I haven't, and he's kind of shown that he's had some decline. But man, we know against lefty he's a problem. So
I don't know. I'm very interested in Toronto. I like Toronto, and I'm like envisioning a Toronto Kansas City team for me. I don't know. I have to wait to see lineups, but I'm interested in that because I need outfielders, and I feel like those guys kind of fit that mold. Interesting. Yeah, I think
while we're on here, we can just deep dive. I am curious now. Like, we should see Varsho. Varsho's numbers aren't as good this year. Is he going to be in the lineup here against? I mean, he'll be in the lineup, but what's his splits against lefties been this season?
Pull it up. Yeah, I'm not sure. Did he play last night? They did not play. Did they play the night? Did he play the night before? I'm looking right now.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah. It can't be too bad against lefties. I imagine it's okay.
No, he's actually far better against lefties this year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Far better. Right, well, 280. Everything. All his numbers are way better against lefties this year.
Yeah.
And I'll be in a sample size, so just take that for.
I mean, I'm an Okamoto guy. He's like one of my highest drafted infielders and best. So I do like him a lot. But I think to your point, that's a sneaky spot. Pitching's bad there too. So it's not like we're just downgrading for the Parks, but Parks don't hit. So I think Toronto could be sneaky source of value. We have 2 more games. Let's go to the Dodgers. So we have the Dodgers hosting Arizona. We have Shohei in the mound for the Dodgers at 11K and Eduardo Rodriguez at 8-1. I mean, I feel like, obviously bats from the Arizona side are not in play against Shohei. I think the Dodgers are interesting tournament play against Rodriguez. Rodriguez has been pretty good lately. He kind of doesn't get hit very hard, so maybe not. But I just feel like the Dodgers will go low owned on this slate and 12-game slate. They could be like in that single digit range and put up a massive score. I think Shohei's too expensive at 11K though. I don't know if I'm going to play him. I think Arizona's been better. So Arizona has been. They're one of the worst teams in the league against righties, but they're a lot better against lefties. So I'm just out on Shohei at 11K, and I think tepid interest on one team like a Dodger stack. I think they're pretty interesting. Again, you can stack them up and down, and there's a lot of with them healthy. There's just a lot of fun righties. Pages, Teoscar. I'll even throw like Rushing and Freeman in there, but it's expensive. It would be a priority, and you're paying down at pitching with that. And I think they're not in the best spot, so take that with what it is. Eduardo has been solid, but he's still a guy that the underlying stuff is not very good, right? He's a ground ball guy. He generates soft contact with his off speed pitches. So I don't know. What are you thinking here?
Yeah. I don't really like the bats in this game. I think the Dodgers are fine. I mean, obviously Shohei on the mound is he's a great play. I don't like playing lefties against the Diamondbacks. We know they're historically lefty mashers there, but for me, it's just obviously Shohei can shove against any team. He just doesn't have the same leash, and it's just like, is he worth paying up for in the slate?
Yeah.
Maybe he is, but for me, there's some safety there. He's probably going to get you at least 20 points. So a pitcher, that's fine. But other than that, I think I'm just going to scurry on to the next game. But yeah, for me in this spot, it's just another pass game for me. I understand the Dodgers, but I probably won't be doing it.
Yeah, it's just a low owned contrarian sack down is all that is. It's not. Don't get there in any meaningful way. But I think they win this game pretty handily. I don't believe in Eduardo. I think there's still some like shakiness there. He's been solid, but like I don't believe that he's just an average pitcher now at this point in his career. Let's go last game. We're going to San Francisco. We have Robbie Ray in the mound for San Francisco. And what's Gordon's first name, Dylan? Tanner Gordon on the mound for Colorado. On a 12-game slate in San Francisco, that's just, to me, is a stay away. I think Gordon's been okay. Ray's been okay. Ray walks many guys for me to consider him in DFS, but like I think they probably sneak out a win here. I don't know if Hunter Goodman's back yet. He was hurt for a little bit. Man, this is just a stay away game, Dylan. I think there's better spots. No pitching is in play. Robbie at 6'8" and Gordon at 5'2", just too thin for me. In this park too, it's just too little. What are you thinking, Dylan?
Yeah, I think I could play San Francisco. I consider them as kind of a small, sneaky snack as well. But Hunter Gordon's not very good. Has an okay strikeout rate. Robbie Ray used to be worth the risk because he struck a lot of guys out. Just his swing and miss isn't there anymore. So he's not even worth the risk. He walks a lot of guys and his strikeout rate is down. So pass for me. I just don't think he carries the same upside, right? We see Robbie Ray, the name. We assume he's going to come with some strikeouts, even though the Rockies do strike out. I just don't love the spot here. He gets his pitch counts up so high that you're happy if he goes 5 innings and is in line.
Yeah. Too many walks. He's working towards that strikeout, and he just doesn't have the swing and miss stuff anymore. So like that is what lends to walks. When you don't have a put away pitch and you're a strikeout pitcher, that's how you walk so many guys.
Yeah, but from San Francisco, Devers and Eldridge are always in play for me. They're 3.8 and 3.5. Once again, they're at a crowded first base position and a park that doesn't play up to power. So like, do we really want to go there? I don't.
I think
obviously Ramos. There's guys for San Francisco to play, but just not guys I really want to prioritize. And I hate it that it's that way. I wish San Francisco had a park that was conducive to like a lot of runs being scored because I would like this spot generally. Yeah. And I wish it kind of change some of that batter eligibility there because I just don't like having those two guys they're probably their two best power bats at the same position. You just kind of have to pick
it makes it tough. It makes it tough. It makes it very tough. I just don't think. I think in an event like they win this game maybe 7-2. Is 7 runs enough? Like, I just don't know.
Plenty. Like if you told me San Francisco scored 7 runs, I'll find a way to get them on my team. But it's just like because we generally know where it's going to come from. But they also have they have a lot of guys in and out of their lineup occasionally. They just like don't know if there's going to be any value there. So for me, you won't see me there. But I totally get the play. If they were on the game win, I mean the GPP winning team would make a little bit of sense. Probably just won't find me there. Once again, isolating the build. I probably won't do the 888. Definitely do the single entry. So that's where I gotta isolate my spots. And San Francisco at home is not one of the spots I want to focus on.
Interesting. Yeah, I like it. I like. Yeah, I think I don't like the game, but I like the perspective. I like the idea of getting to San Francisco if you need a cheap filler stack and you can kind of throw some of those guys in. It'll be super low on too. It's one of those spots, just a later game on a 12-game slate. People just will avoid. Yeah, that's it. I mean, so for me, I think we're both kind of heavy on Kansas City. That game in particular is just the best hitting environment today, probably. So I think people will get there. You've talked.
I don't want people to be confused. I think Young is actually an okay pitcher. Like his underlines are all pretty average, and I think when I watch him pitch, he's actually pretty decent. it's just picking the spot. It's like he's a guy that can get hit. I think you look at the slate as a whole. There's a lot of pretty decent pitchers tonight, so it's really kind of hard to pick your spot. You're gonna build some teams that you're like, could this guy, and the pitcher could do well, right? But it's just like you got to pick your spots and just stay true to that. So for me, the Royals probably like you are going to be one of those teams, and I think for me a sneaky maybe 4 or 5 man or 3 man is going to be not the Royals but the Blue Jays. So
dude, I like Toronto. Yeah, so for me it's definitely A side is Kansas City. Secondary for me, I like Toronto a lot. Houston's in play, and then Atlanta. Those would be like the three other.
What about the White Sox? I thought.
I think the White Sox would be overrun with Murakami coming back. It's like I think they're also the same positions as the Toronto guy. I mean, as the Kansas City guys I like, and they're expensive. So I think for me, it's like they're just not going to make it. But I think Houston, Toronto, and Atlanta are the other spots. And I think Burke's a low-owned guy that people don't know how good he's been. Maybe people do.
I think people are going to he won't be as low-owned tonight just because like he's been so good and I think there's a lot of people in the industry that do like Burke as a real life pitcher, so they're going to see that. And the White Sox, for whatever reason, have been like kind of a pitching lab, so like they've been guys to move along pretty well. I'm
going to the strikeout over unders on this. I'm just curious what do you think Burke's line is? 6.5? Because he's like that's what he's been best at, right? He doesn't always limit the hard hits. Like I think to me it's probably like 6.5. I think that's probably fair.
6.5 is probably pretty safe.
I'm just gonna go through the other guys real fast. So yeah,
what's Hunter Green's line?
Hunter Green is 6.5. So it's better than Shota though.
Juicy.
I mean, Hunter Green's is still one of the best.
Yeah.
Hunter Green and Schomburg are very similar. 6.5 for both, but like similar odds. I mean, there's no pitcher that you would think. I mean, even Chris Sale 6. Like everyone's at like that exact number tonight, Dylan. Which is
that's kind of like the golden number, though. You see 6.5. Like you see a line set at 7.5. That raises some eyebrows. You're like, ooh, maybe I should.
Dude, there's no guys in this entire slate that have that.
Yeah. Because you look at the number. I mean, just pretty. It's just evidence. You look at the over of that, and you're just like, the guy needs to first of all limit his pitch count to kind of get to that number healthily. And we see two guys at the top of the board, and Chris Sale and Shohei, that have like. Their pitch counts sometimes go higher, and then Shohei has the risk of having a lower pitch count. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see where we finally land. But yeah, you're going to see some interesting builds, and I think you're going to see a team that wins tonight be pretty interesting overall. The team that you look back in the GPPs, you do kind of do a postmortem, and you see, okay.
I hope not, because I want to win. So like, I want my team to win, and then I hope it's not interesting because I built it.
Yeah, we all do.
I mean, I think like Toronto would be interesting, right? Toronto could win someone in slate tonight because I think they're cheap. Like in that park in San Diego, I think the field won't go there. I think Kansas City could put up 12 runs tonight. It's just like you want the right Kansas City guys too. So I don't know, man. We'll see. Good luck, folks. Dylan. Good luck to you, sir.
We'll be back. We'll talk some best ball tomorrow. I'm still in my slow 5-5-5. Just pounding.
I want to see your team. I haven't seen your team, so
what I took recently is maybe he's not valuable whatsoever, but I built a little weird Cleveland correlation, and a guy that just fell to me pretty late and fallen to everyone, but I got him as one of my final picks, and I think I have 3 picks left. I got Jerry Jeudy, and Jerry Jeudy, there's some question marks there, but man, if Jerry Judy's healthy and he's on Cleveland, like he's probably wide receiver 1 still. I just for me, it's just like you're looking at value though. Denzel Boston and Casey Conception are probably better best ball picks, but they're going way above him. If Jerry Jeudy has half the season he had 2 years ago, like he's valuable in that spot. So I have Sampson I picked up as a kind of a late guy. I have obviously Rodgers, Pittman, Freiermuth. So we're looking at an interesting, week 17 correlation build there. But I like the show. I think I built a pretty complete team. I'll be excited to.
Who's going to start at QB there? I mean, it's just like Shador gets all these.
I won't be picking a quarterback in a best ball format. I think either one would be fine, right?
But who's going to start? Who's going to start? Because it just feels like the whispers are always Shador, but like when you see the real on the field play, it's just not Shador, right? It's just tough.
So I've drafted some Cleveland and I've drafted some Deshaun. For their offense, I actually hope it is Deshaun because I think he's a better thrower of the ball at his point in his career right now. Even though was horrible, I think post injury he still has the tools to be a good passer and read an offense, right? I mean, read a defense and lead an offense. I think Shador has some tools that can make him a valuable quarterback, but I think neither guy is the quarterback of the future. I think in the next 2-3 years, you're going to see Cleveland with a different quarterback at helm.
This is what I want. If you're a Cleveland fan, you want whoever makes the team fun to watch, right? Like at this point, like you're not going to lean as heavily on your defense. Your defense is not going to be as good. get a guy that's gonna go out there and score 3+ touchdowns. It's like get the guy that's gonna sling the ball around the field. Like if that's Deshaun, put Deshaun. If it's not Deshaun, throw Shador. And the last that what we saw from Deshaun, he was like a glorified game manager. You have to let this guy that you paid all this money, let him be. He was athletic at Clemson. Like he was athletic at Houston. Like let him be athletic, move around the pocket. He's a fairly accurate passer. I want to see the best version of Deshaun because I want that offense to be good. But like if the offense is not moving after 6 weeks, you're gonna have to make a change either way. Like if Shador starts and they just look pedestrian, you got to move off. And likewise for Deshaun. So yeah, be interesting. Anything else, sir? We'll do something tomorrow. Let's get some tennis in. Let's get some cardio in. I want to play you in some tennis in honor of Jared. Dude, Sinner and Zverev. Cross-sport athletes. Sinner and Zverev are playing in the finals, Dylan. And it's been just like a cakewalk for Sinner to get there. He just cooked Djokovic today. It was cool to see Djokovic to be in the semifinals again, but he's just no match for Sinner. At this Wimbledon is such Sinner's spot to play to. But it's interesting for Zverev because Zverev has always been, he's kind of been held back by the big three too with like Nadal, Federer, and Djokovic. He's a little bit older, right? But like now he's got the new core and like Jarek and Alcaraz, but like Zverev looks good. He could win this. He could beat Derek here.
Yeah, he's always kind of like a top five player.
Yeah, I think he's number 3. He would love to win this match because then it puts him in the contention for like number 1 this year. The point systems for tennis is weird. Though it takes time for you to fall off that ranking. All right, man. We'll be in touch.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll be back to talk some baseball tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
We're coming over there for dinner.